Now, on a smaller level, we are going to talk about another couple that seems to have broken up. Rubi Rose and Druski are no longer a thing. Kids, it is over with. They are no longer in love. They have broken up. It's a sad day in the world. Whatever. It didn't last long though. That's one thing that we will say. First, it was first of all, it was a lot of hating going on. When people found out that I always want to say when I talk about Rubi Rose and Druski, I always want to say Drubi. You know, you got to ship couples together, you get like a cool little nickname. I always want to say Drubi. But for Rubi Rose and Druski, when they first started, it was speculation that they might have been dating. Everybody was hating on them. Right? Just culture that we live in. Just hate. People want Rubi Rose. Some girls might want Druski. Whatever the case may be. Now let's figure out what went wrong. Because from the outside looking in, it looked like a genuine relationship. Now, a lot of people were hating, trying to see, oh, well, how can Druski pull Rubi Rose and he's fat and he, yada, 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 like she should be with somebody like me. First of all, y'all broke. Whoever's talking about like Rubi Rose should have been with you instead of Druski, y'all not even on the same playing field. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. And the second thing, man, why do men always gotta hate on, and I don't even want to say it's just men because women do it too, but these men that have these celebrity crushes about women that they've never met in their life, you know, they're talking to themselves in the DM, those type of dudes, like why does it matter who she is with? You know what I mean? Who these celebrities are with? Because if they weren't with this certain celebrities, they're not gonna be with you, my boy. So all that hating ain't doing nothing but maybe push you away from some girls in your city that you can actually rock with, but you saying over a female that you ain't never gonna get. And let me say that because I'm not no hater. First of all, you should never feel like anybody is out of your league, but at the same time, you have to be a little realistic. And I didn't get all the hate that Juicy was getting because why are we trying to act like funny dudes don't be scoring or don't be coming up? You know what I mean? Like, y'all be so, like, y'all, like I like speaking in general, but y'all be thinking a lot of times it's like who you see this celebrity person like a good match with, it has nothing to do with anything because who are, like you ain't some fake ass Cupid trying to match make people. Like that is not your job description, that's not your title, that is not what God put you on this green earth to do. He put you on this earth to mind your business, be courteous to your neighbor, that's it. You know what I mean? So people acting surprised that Druski, a funny dude, was able to bag Rubi Rose. Like most women would want, you know, a dude who can make her laugh. Now I heard this back when I was young. If you can get a girl to crack a smile, you can crack her cheeks. This is a fact. Now, what does that have to do with this situation? Obviously a lot because Druski is that guy that is funny. Now, I'm not the one that's usually the one that's going to judge men or whatever the case may be. And I'm not a hater when it comes to celebrity relationships at all because it has nothing to do with me. These women that these men are talking about, I'm not going to be with these women regardless. Even if I was on a platform like that, I think I would want somebody who's kind of more out of lifestyle because obviously you got to deal with a bunch of people, you know, always trying to bag yo girl or whatever the case may be. You know, most of the time, like if you can just get your relationship, the best relationship that you can have is one that can stay off of social media, right? But the same reason that we're invested in these stories is the fact that we know these people, we like their art for whatever reason, you know, we like their interviews or whatever they got going on. We like them and we respect them, but at times it makes us as fans, as just public viewers of these situations, I think sometimes we invest a little bit too much in time into these celebrity relationships, right? Because how does that really affect us? How does Cardi B and Offset breaking up, how does that affect your everyday life? Now I'm not speaking they broke up recently, but when it did happen, a lot of people like, oh well, Cardi B shouldn't take him back, and Offset, like, why does it matter? And I think that's just the world that we live in now. Social media has made it very prevalent for us to be aware of what's going on, be in the know to the point where we think that we are just entitled as these other people. But at the end of the day, is none of our business, and we have no say so in it. We have our own relationship that we have to deal with, and not worried about other celebrities. You know what I mean? But let's get back to the Jerubi, aka the Rubi Rose Druski, situation. Like I said, a lot of it comes down to a lot of men just being infatuated with other. I don't even want to just say men, just people just being infatuated with other people's relationship when it really has nothing to do with us. Now, from the outside looking in, we can say, was this all a clout move? Because I think, excuse me, I think it was mutually beneficial for both of them. You know, Drewski still being on the rise. I mean, Drewski is lit. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, it was a point in time we were trying to figure out, is Drewski going to get burned out? Is he not that funny? But time and time again, Drewski proves to us that he is that funny, right? Now, I actually this is all a clout move, because I honestly think no, I believe that it's mutually beneficial for both of them. Rubi Rose, I don't think she's nearly as talented as Druski, but as an attractive female dealing with somebody who's funny, kind of the best of both worlds, right? Now she got a couple free gifts, some free vacations, and it was over. Now, if you are an average person, you know, who's making anywhere from $50 to $100,000 a year, maybe that might be a big deal to you to give, a couple expensive gifts, a couple vacations. That might seem like a big deal. We're talking about people who are in completely different tax brackets. So them buying gifts and stuff like that is just like us taking a girl to a dinner or a nice date or something like that. Like, is that insufficient? Pretty much, you know what I mean? It's not this. I don't consider that for a celebrity putting his all into a situation just because he got a girl like a couple gifts. You know what I mean? We're talking about maybe that's like 5% of what they make in an entire year, if that. You know what I mean? It's a very small percentage. So from that, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But what I do want to know, is this the norm for celebrity relationships? Because I feel like a lot of times we see situations, we see lit celebrities, they hang out, they date a little bit, they buy each other like some nice things, boom, and then it's all over. Because I feel like at the end of the day, everybody in the industry is dating each other anyway. So unless y'all get married and have kids, you got to kind of stand out from the rest. But other than that, people aren't really gonna take the relationship as serious as maybe they will. Just for the simple fact is, I think that as regular people, I'll call us. I think we kind of think this is the norm for relationships. You know what I mean? They date somebody, they break up, it's a big deal. Date somebody else, break up, is a big deal. It's just forever ending cycle, and I don't think it's too much thought that needs to be put into it. But one thing, I do want to hit on the net before we get out of here. Why do we care at all about celebrity relationships? Now, I touched on that a little bit earlier in the podcast, just making comments about that. Does, like, what they got going on, them getting together, them breaking up, it doesn't really affect our life in any way. Now, if you're talking about a top musical artist being in a relationship, them getting a little complacent, they're not putting as much music out. Okay, yeah, that may affect us, but that doesn't affect our livelihood. It just affects the fact that, maybe we're not getting new music as frequently as, we would. They're not posting how they normally would, like they were single. But it's all good, because at the end of the day, it's their lives, and we are just outside viewers who get a chance to look in of certain things that they choose or choose not to show us.